Hi everyone, it's Lee. I want to open up today about something that's shaped me more than I've realised for most of my life. Something that's been there in the background through the good, the bad, and the moments that I don't talk about very often, and that is my faith. And if I think about it, where it all started, the first person who comes to my mind is my nan, who's now in her late 80s. She still goes to church every single week, still praying, still setting that quiet example she set for us all when we were children. There's something about her, a gentleness, a calmness, a spiritual strength that never needed words. Even as a kid, you could feel it, you absorb it, and even without realising. I grew up going to Sunday school. I was baptised. We made sure all our children were baptised too, because even when life pulls you in every direction, you hold on to what matters. I went to a Catholic school. Now, I'll be honest, I was never fully practising Catholic, but being in that environment, the prayers, the assemblies, it just becomes a part of everyday life. It leaves a mark, it builds something inside you, something that comes back later in life when you least expect it. Then came Iraq. When I was first deployed, everything I taught about faith suddenly became real. My mum bought me a St. Christopher before I left, and I'd already had a set of rosary beads. And in the army, we were always issued a little red Bible, pocket-sized, nothing fancy, but it went everywhere with me. And I'll tell you this honestly, and those things never left my side, not once. They kept me safe on 2 further deployments to Afghanistan as well. There was an instance in Iraq, one of those life-changing moments where things could have ended very differently for me. And then the chaos react, the training, but afterwards when the noise and everything slows down, you realise just how close you became to becoming another statistic. And when I look back now with a clear head and a few more years behind me, I genuinely believe God pulled me through that day, not by luck, not by chance, but by something greater. And even during my service, when church wasn't always accessible for military service except for remembrance services, faith stayed with me in the background, quietly, sometimes loudly, but it was always like kind of there. And after leaving the military, life takes over, work, everything else comes in. I think we make excuses not to go to church, but like many people, I did drift, but not away from believing, but away from connecting. But I think over the last few years, something started to call me back, like little moments, little nudges, that feeling you get in your spirit, you know that you're missing something. So I started going back to church, not perfect, every few weeks here and there, trying different churches and just searching. But more recently, I've tried the Life Springs in Warsaw, and I love it. They're actually, they preach from the old King James Bible. There's a power in the words and the weight, the truth that cuts right through, right to the noise of modern day life. And I realised something, that faith hasn't really left me, even when I thought I'd left it. It was there when I was in Sunday school. It was there when I saw my nan. It was there in my Catholic school classroom when I didn't even realise I was learning anything. It was there in Iraq when I should have died but didn't. It was there every time I drifted really, and every time I feel I found my way back. And here's what I'd like to say to anyone watching this who is unsure about their own faith or feels like they've drifted away from it. So you haven't. You can always come back. God is never further away than a single step in his direction. Church isn't perfect for everybody, but it's for people who want strength, people who want guidance, people who want peace in a very noisy world. And the Bible, and especially the King James Version, still speaks with more sense and clarity and more honesty than anything else you can hear out there today. So my journey hasn't been perfect, but it's real and it's mine. And if sharing this helps even one person reconnect with their own faith, then it's definitely worth saying. So yeah, thank you for listening.